sacked FBI Director James Comey shut down Donald Trump in epic fashion, quoting himself after the president's attack on the bureau's reputation. The former FBI boss has been subtly trolling the president on social media, posting cryptic tweets as the Russia investigation gathers pace. On Sunday, Trump took to Twitter to launch an attack on the dishonest FBI, claiming its reputation is in tatters after years of Comey's leadership. Trump wrote, "Tainted, no, very dishonest. FBI agents roll in Clinton probe under review. Led Clinton email probe. At Fox and Friends, Clinton money going to wife of another FBI agent in charge." After years of Comey, with the phony and dishonest Clinton investigation and more, running the FBI, its reputation is in tatters, worst in history, but fear not, we will bring it back to greatness. Comey, who ran the FBI from September 2013 until he was fired by Trump in May this year, hit back with another quote, this time from himself. He wrote, "I want the American people to know this truth: the FBI is honest. The FBI is strong. And the FBI is, and always will be, independent." Me June 8, 2017. Minutes after a former Trump aide Michael Flynn pleaded guilty to lying about Russia, Comey quoted a Bible verse about justice. Lieutenant General Michael Flynn admitted lying to the FBI when he was questioned about potentially illegal contact with Vladimir Putin's regime. In his first post on Instagram, Comey quoted Amos chapter 524 with a photo of the Great Falls of the Potomac. The verse reads, "But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing." He also shared the cryptic quote on his Twitter account. Former FBI Director James Comey was sacked suddenly in May. Image Rex features President Trump fired Comey suddenly in May after the president reportedly attempted to persuade the FBI to drop its investigation into Flynn's conduct. It came amid claims that Flynn is set to tell the FBI that Trump told him to make contact with Russia before he took office. Flynn, who was sacked as National Security Advisor by Trump, is prepared to testify that he acted on the president's orders, ABC News reports. Flynn may testify that Donald Trump told him to make contact with Russia. Image AFP. He could face up to 5 years in prison after admitting the charge, but the White House has said he acted alone. The former top Trump campaign aide, who is a central figure in a federal investigation into Moscow's alleged interference in the last year's presidential election, pleaded guilty under a plea deal to lying to the FBI. It is the latest dramatic moment in a probe led by special counsel Robert Mueller. Image AFP. An ally of Flynn has told ABC that he will testify that Trump directed him to make contact with Russians, initially to discuss how to tackle ISIS in Syria. It remains unclear when the instruction was given, and whether the contact was illegal. Flynn admitted making false statements about contacts he had in December with Russia's ambassador to the United States, Sergei Kislyak, after Trump's election, but before he was sworn in as president. Nothing about the guilty plea or the charge implicates anyone other than Mr. Flynn, Ty Cobb, a White House attorney, said in a statement on Friday. Flynn was forced out of his White House post in February for misleading Vice President Mike Pence about his conversations with the ambassador. The false statements involved mirror the false statements to White House officials which resulted in his resignation in February of this year, Cobb said, adding that the plea clears the way for a prompt and reasonable conclusion of Mueller's probe. Flynn has admitted lying to the FBI, and is reportedly planning to tell investigators that he met Russian officials under Trump's orders. Image Getty Images. North America. Moscow has denied a conclusion by U.S. intelligence agencies that it meddled in the election campaign to try to sway the vote in Trump's favor. Trump has denied any collusion by his campaign and has called Mueller's probe a witch hunt. Flynn said today that his decision to plead guilty and to cooperate with the investigation was made in the best interests of my family and of our country. In a statement issued by the law firm representing him, Flynn also said it was painful to endure the false accusations of treason and other outrageous acts over the past several months, but that he recognized that the actions I acknowledged in court today were wrong. It comes days after it emerged Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner met with Mueller's team to discuss Flynn. Kushner spoke with Mueller's team for less than 90 minutes, and the nature of the questioning was principally to make sure he did not have information that exonerated Flynn, CNN reported. Mr. Kushner has voluntarily cooperated with all relevant inquiries and will continue to do so, Abby Lowell, Kushner's lawyer, told Reuters. Court documents released today say Flynn widely misled federal investigators when he denied having asked the Russian ambassador to the U.S. to delay a vote on a pending UN Security Council resolution. After the 2016 election, Barack Obama kicked 35 Russia diplomats out of the U.S. after his intelligence advisors said they believed Vladimir Putin's government had used ours to interfere with the poll. Lt. Gen. Flynn, then part of Trump's transition team, spoke to the Russian ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak, on the phone over the Christmas period. Flynn denied having to discuss the easing of sanctions against Russia during the calls, repeating the denial in a briefing to Vice President-elect Mike Pence. Flynn said the conversation was limited to small talk and holiday pleasantries. Pence went on to repeat his denial publicly. But in March 2016, Acting Attorney General Sally Yates warned the Trump administration Flynn had indeed discussed sanctions with the Russians before the Trump team took over, and had a transcript of a wiretapped phone call to prove it. She said his misleading statements had left him vulnerable to blackmail by Russian operatives. Flynn has made semi-regular appearances on Russia's state propaganda TV network Russia Today. He gave a speech on world affairs to a gala dinner hosted by the network in 2015, sitting at the same table as Vladimir Putin himself.